Hi guys, this is Michael from the Board Games Chronicle. Today I have another first look at the game material for you. Today we look at Manila, the Savage Streets, 1945. One explanation before we go into the details. In my first look at materials, I'm not only doing the usual unboxing when we look at the components, but I'm also trying to explain the game mechanics and the historical background behind the game. So just a short disclaimer. So Manila, the Savage Street is actually the second game in Solitary Area Movement series. This is volume 2, as you can see. This game was published by Revolution Games with the help of Take Aim Design, and the author is Michal Rinella. This is the second part. I also have the first part of the series, the Stalingrad game, Advanced to the Volga 1942. Very interesting, and actually using similar mechanics like Manila. You can check my materials on Stalingrad below in the description. There should be also links in this video. Today we will focus on the Manila. This game tells the story of the first real urban combat of the US troops in the Pacific theater during Second World War II. Before this, it was mainly jungle battles. It was hopping from the island to island, fighting against on the beaches against the fortifications of the Japanese troops. Here, we would have a brutal fight in the city of Manila, which at this moment in time, during the war, had like 800,000 people. Yeah, exactly. This battle lasted around a month, a little more than a month, I believe. It was a clash, of course, between the US troops. It was, if I remember correctly, 14th Corps and the Japanese forces, which were fortified within the city of Manila. Unfortunately, between both forces attacking Americans and defending Japanese troops, we had tons of civilians which were dying in droves during this time, and the city itself was really damaged. Actually, Warsaw during the uprising in 1944 at Manila during these fights during 1945 were one of the two most destroyed cities during the whole World War II. Okay, guys, so what are the key game mechanics of the game? I will be showing this during the actual unboxing. So the box is not overly large, it's sturdy, nice. By the way, at the back we have all the details, I believe, of the game. Example of counters, of the map. Yeah, I like the box. It's very solid, nicely done. First thing which we see and immediately which I like is the rule book, which is not glossy. Sorry guys, I'm often reading, the rule books during the night, in the evening, and yeah, it really pains my eyes when I see all those reflections. And I'm really glad this is done. This is done on the regular paper. It's not overly large and long rule book because it has actually, I would say, 8 pages. 8 pages of reading. It's not overly a lot. On those 8 pages, you will learn everything about the map, components, playing pieces, their anatomy, also the Japanese units and forces anatomy, how it's created. You would have preparation of play, which is pretty quick. I believe 10 minutes is maximum what you need. If you are proficient, even less than this. There's a description of a sequence of play. It is pretty procedural. Yeah. Down phase, and then you have random event phase, supply phase, and then you have combat phase and end phase. There is a discussion about stacking, control, movement, and the combat. Then we will have also the victory conditions, and as in the first part of the series in Stalingrad, also a lot of optional rules like rubble, the airfield. This is specific for Manila. This is also in the Stalingrad. and a couple of other stuff. As in Stalingrad, we also have a very nice photo gallery in the rulebook. I think I'm a history buff and historical wargamer. So for me, the mechanics and the feel of the game is important, but the theme and actual historical story behind it is also important. So for me, it's really, really cool to see those pictures here. I will have example of play. I will have also some history and suggested reading. So actually what I was telling you now was based on some of those information. Douglas MacArthur, who promised to come back to Manila when he was pushed out of them by Japanese a couple of years earlier. And we have also some information about game strategy, glossary. Last but not least, also the manifest for the counters, and what could be useful during the game, the how to say it, disposition of Japanese force depending on the space where the fight will take place, clear, urban, or fort. So this is the rulebook, pretty quick. I believe it will take you maximum 30 minutes to fully familiarize with the game. Then we have a set of dice. We have the red for Japanese and green for US forces. There will be a lot of die rolling, which is good. If you have one roll, you may say, oh, the luck decided my game. If you have a lot of rolls, that means that you have expected value, that you have probability, and it simply evens out. So we'll be rolling die. Then we have the reference sheet, which shows you everything what you really need. Sequence of play, reinforcements, how do we play the combat phase, what kind of random events do we have, everything in one place. On the other side, we would have description of Japanese forces. Each force will be hidden and shown only on one side, whether it's clear, whether it's fort, whether it's urban. On the other side, we would have specific actions like sniper, ambush, barrage, fanatic, or elite. They will have here the value you need to crush, and they will have also some specific actions. We can also buy some units with the supply points or rebuild them depending on the type. This could be support units, or this could be the actual fighting units. Here is also the description of the counters, both sides, one, yes, and I believe movement costs. Everything in the beautiful player aid. By the way, I really like the components quality, box, tokens, and also the map. So here are the counters. This is one tray. I will, of course, counter clip it. No way. These are the Japanese forces. As you can see, clear terrain, urban terrain, and fort terrain. You will be shuffling them and placing them on those terrains at the beginning of the game. And then when you enter the hex, you will be discovering whom you get. Of course, in the clear terrain, you would have lower values like 3, 4, 5, 6, but in the fort terrain you would have very high values from 7 to 10, which you need to crush. Here we have control markers. This would be the support markers. Here you have the actual 14 corps with all the units, with the divisions, with the armors and so on. You have also some auxiliary tokens showing, for example, the amount of supplies, which turn it is, and so on and so forth. Beautiful counters. We'll definitely take them to counter clipping, and we'll create some small storage solution for this also, just like we did for Stalingrad. Last but not least, we have a map. Let me make some space for this. It's a sturdy, nice, beautiful mounted map. It's not overly large. I believe I will be able even to fit it in the camera view. Let me just double check it. Yes, I believe. Yeah, it's 100% fits. Oh, so when I will be doing the explanation of play and actual, teach and play material, should not be a problem to do it. So what do we have on the map? We have those areas, yeah. The areas which have some denotation, some information on them. The information at the top is the number of area 3, 4, 16, 20. It's easier, to know them that way. 1, 2, and at the bottom of the area you would see that what is the additional value to the defense. So +2 in the open, clear, +3 in the urban, +4 in the fort. Then you would also see who is controlling the areas at the beginning of the game. These are the American controlled, and this is American controlled. The rest will be controlled by the Japanese. That for things I would need to check. Most probably this would be the victory points which you need to get into. In essence, the game assumes this is a solitary game. I hope I said it. I believe I did. This is a solitary game in which Americans are much more mobile and the Japanese are much more static. So at the beginning of the game, you would put everywhere the Japanese defenders, and of course, you would not know exactly what is on the other side of the token. And with US troops, you will be simply doing the moves, investing in supply and things like this in order to bring the forces and crush the enemy on particular areas. You can see this is a 9-turn game. This is a track which helps you to check where is your morale. If it falls to 0, so you failed Mr. MacArthur, you would lose. Yeah, so this helps you to record all of those important things. Here you have used support units during the turn, and here I have random event results. Okay, these are out of action, so knocked out units, and these are available support units. Here we will be tracking the strength of the units. You will be adding the strength of the unit, you will be adding the defense factor and also the die roll, and on the attack you will be adding the strength of your division or divisional units, die roll, maybe some support units, and you will be checking who actually managed to prevail in this particular fight. Okay, I believe that will be all for this very, very brief first look at Manila, second game in the solitary area movement series. It accompanies Stalingrad, which was the first title in the series. I'm really looking forward to play it. I had very good memories with this. It was an exciting game, and it was a very interesting puzzle, a solitary puzzle to play, replayable. Each time you have different setup of the enemies, you have different random events, you have different amount of a supply, which makes games unique. So I believe I will have similar fun here. That's all for today. Make sure that you wait for the additional materials for Manila. There will be how to play and the actual example of play by me. I'm going to show you simply how to survive this difficult game, which is not easy to win. You need to replace or beat the historical achievements of the Americans. If you like this video, kindly please give thumbs up. If you'd like to see more content like this or the next material from Manila, kindly please subscribe. Thank you very much for being with me today, and thank you for watching.